What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be speaking about 3 different soulmate aspects and what they are here to teach you. With someone that feels like it's meant to be, like you were meant to know someone. And when it comes to the connection, it feels like it is one that feels almost like an instant connection. It feels almost effortless and maybe even a little bit intense. And when it comes to a connection like this could be a sign of a soulmate connection with somebody. But when it comes to soulmate connections, it's not just about romance. It is also a connection that's here to help us grow. So in this video, I want to break down some powerful soulmate aspects that can appear in a synastry between 2 people and what they are actually here to teach you. So the first aspect is when having your moon in a conjunction to your partner's moon. This can be an indicator of a soulmate aspect. It makes a relationship a sweet one between 2 people. Because when it comes to the synastry, the moon between 2 people is very important to look at. And having the moon in sync with your partner is a sign of a connection that can feel like a very sweet one to have with your partner, as well as a relationship that can feel emotionally safe with a lot of understanding between 2 people, very deep understanding that they can have in their relationship. And in essence, having your moon in a conjunction to your partner's moon just feels like you can be your true self with someone in a relationship and in the connection with them. But of course, the sign that the moon is in is also going to play a big part in this connection and how it kind of unfolds between 2 people. But when it comes to the lesson that this aspect is here to teach both the people with this aspect between each other, this aspect teaches 2 people to be able to learn to trust another person on an emotional level. So between the 2 of them, with this aspect in their relationship, they are learning a lesson around being able to trust somebody on a deep emotional level. But they're also learning things like being able to feel things that have to do with an emotional connection, like the importance of an emotionally supportive connection, as well as vulnerability. And this aspect being present in their relationship can teach them to really value and also teach the importance of vulnerability and emotional support when it comes to a relationship. Because even with this aspect, they can experience ups and downs in the emotional side of this connection, but this aspect helps them learn how to navigate those emotional ups and downs together. And this is a part of what this aspect is teaching them in their relationship. When it comes to the challenging sides of having this aspect that can happen, it is that with this aspect, there can be a sense of potentially feeling too comfortable or feeling stuck in a routine in this relationship with each other. And with these challenges, it's especially important to avoid complacency between the 2 of them and instead to keep growing with each other. There can also be an imbalance if one person is more emotionally mature than another. And this can be a challenge when it comes to having this aspect and something to be able to work through together. Even though ultimately having this aspect makes it feel like a connection that feels like coming home. It feels comfortable for both the partners with this aspect between the 2 of them. So for this next one, it's going to involve the North Node, because the North Node is definitely here to teach us lessons we're supposed to learn in this lifetime. So specifically when it comes to having your North Node in a conjunction to your partner's personal planets, like their sun or their moon or even their Venus. And when it comes to having the North Node conjuncting any one of these planets with someone, it is showing that it's a connection that is going to teach lessons to you as well as to your partner. But when it comes to having the North Node conjuncting any one of these planets, it does actually result in a connection or a relationship that's going to change you in a big way. And it's meant to change you. Because essentially the North Node is about destiny. And when it comes to a relationship that's going to involve an aspect involving the North Node, this does show a relationship that has a lot of potential for personal growth and also a relationship that feels like meeting someone is destiny. And between the not know person and the planet person here, not know person may actually feel the sense of being inspired by the planet person, and it can be that the not know person kind of looks up to the planet person in some way, but they are inspired by them. And the planet person here does play a big role in the North Node person's life path. And they can do this in ways such as the planet person kind of inspiring or even giving the North Node person the sense of a push when it comes to them being able to feel inspired to chase their dreams, to be able to step out of their comfort zone. When it comes to the dynamic between the North Node person and the planet person, if say it's the North Node conjunct someone's sun, the sun person here is also going to contribute to helping the North Node person feel more so confident. This relationship may actually help them see themselves in a new way, and that can put them in the space of being more so confident to be able to pursue their life purpose. And if, say for instance, the North Node person is somebody who is shy, it's like this relationship kind of gives them that extra push, wanting to be able to step into a more confident version of themselves. And their personality could naturally kind of give their partner that push to be able to step out of their comfort zone and really express some more confident side and express themselves more. Or in an aspect like having your North Node conjuncting your partner's Venus. And Venus is the planet of love, beauty, relationships, affection. And when it comes to having this aspect, the Venus person here can actually change the way that the North Node person views relationships, things like self-worth, and they can have an impact on the North Node person in these areas. Even things to do with creativity. The Venus person is going to kind of have an impact of being able to change the North Node person's view on these things and stepping into that new version of themselves, or even being able to kind of step out of that comfort zone of what they have been used to is something that could be challenging to the North Node person. But with this aspect between the North Node person and the Venus person, they may actually feel the sense of being able to be naturally inspired to be able to kind of take that leap or be able to step into that new version of themselves. And with having this North Node conjuncting any of the personal planets, it does feel like a relationship that's meant to be. So it feels like a soulmate aspect that they can have in this relationship with each other. And it's definitely going to change one or both of the partners for the better. But overall, when it comes to having this aspect with someone and what it's here to teach you, it is one that is about growth and being able to experience learning things like spiritual development and even life purpose. So when it comes to what it teaches, it can actually be that it's teaching you things like how to embrace growth and how to step out of a comfort zone. Because when it comes to this aspect, it is possible that one or both of the partners can actually resist this part of the relationship because they don't want to be able to evolve, or being able to evolve at the time in which it's happening. Because with this aspect, it can also be one that is showing a relationship that is happening at a time where it can feel like a transitional phase or time in someone's life. And when it comes to this timing and the circumstances, they're not necessarily perfect. And between the two of them, either the North Node person is entering into the planet person's life at a key turning point, or vice versa. And having this aspect can also be teaching you how to handle relationships that just feel bigger than you, in the sense that it's not just about attraction or love, but it also has to do with growth and things like evolution. For instance, in the case of having the North Node in a conjunction to your partner's Venus, the Venus person here can be somebody who is kind of bringing an opportunity for the North Node person here to be able to learn about love and relationships. The North Node person could be somebody who's typically someone very independent, and the Venus person here can have an impact on the North Node person when it comes to teaching them how to open up to love, how to really receive affection, and even appreciate things like beauty in a new way. So that Venus person has an impact on the North Node person when it comes to aligning with their soul's journey in this way. They're growing into a version of themselves that aligns with that soul journey because of the influence or the impact that the Venus person has on the North Node person in this case. And another lesson that is teaching to people is how to move towards their life purpose through this connection. Because even though this aspect can be a soulmate synastry aspect to share with someone, it can be a connection that feels very intense. It can even feel a bit overwhelming, especially if one or both of the partners don't feel like they're ready for being able to really embrace the growth that comes with this aspect. They could actually resist this connection. They might actually resist this relationship with this aspect. But whether this relationship lasts forever or it doesn't, it is a relationship that's here to be able to kind of push both of the partners toward their life purpose and push them forward. And when it comes to the impact of having this aspect in a relationship with someone, it is going to make a big impact on both of them when it comes to the impact that it has on their journey. And finally, the next aspect is when it comes to having Pluto in a conjunction to your partner's Venus or in a conjunction to your partner's moon. When it comes to having this aspect, it can be a very intense bringer to the relationship between two people. It is going to have a lot of potential for transformation when it comes to the impact it has on both the partners, but it also has the potential to be a soulmate indicator because it is also one that brings deep love between two people. When it comes to sharing this aspect with someone, there is a deep and magnetic attraction that they feel towards each other. Both people can feel very drawn to each other, and the connection can even feel very passionate, can feel almost a little bit obsessive and life-changing. But it is also here to teach both the partners something. And when it comes to what it's teaching them, it is actually teaching them things like being able to experience and learn how to surrender to love without losing themselves. When it comes to the aspect that this aspect can bring to a relationship between two people, it is also going to be this emotional depth that they can have in their connection. And when it comes to the lessons that they are learning around the emotional connection, they're going to learn to embrace things like emotional transformation, which is what they're going to experience in this relationship with each other. And essentially, they're learning how to balance passion with emotional security when it comes to a relationship. Because even with this being what feels like a soulmate aspect to share with somebody, it can have its challenges, and that can have to do with things like them having a possessive or toxic kind of a dynamic if they're not careful or aren't handling their relationship in a way that prevents that. When it comes to the challenging sides, this aspect can also bring out fears into their relationship. Fears around things like abandonment or a fear of losing control, and it can be triggering in such cases. But essentially, having the Pluto conjuncting the moon or Pluto conjuncting Venus synastry aspects with someone is also all about being able to learn to love someone deeply without the fears. But the challenge here is really being able to learn to let go of control and allow for the relationship to kind of unfold in a way that's natural, to be able to evolve naturally. Well, that does it for this video on 3 synastry aspects that are soulmate aspects and what they are here to teach you. When it comes to the soulmate connections, these can be very transformative connections to share with someone in the sense that they are going to lead to growth and also are going to lead to being able to grow in ways that we perhaps never expected. When it comes to soulmate connections, they aren't necessarily always going to be easy, but when it comes to what the soulmate connections feel like, it can feel very loving, it can feel very natural, at times even effortless, and maybe even a little intense. And it can feel deep, it can feel familiar, comfortable, and life-changing, and all of the romantic bliss. But it can also really feel like being able to grow with someone through both love and challenges. Whether it's for a short time or forever, it feels like being able to have someone leave a mark on your soul. And it can challenge you to become the best version of yourself. But it's not forced, it just clicks. Well, that does it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos. Well, that is where I love and leave you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye guys.